My name is Sophia Sorensen. I'm the multilingual coordinator for the Santa Cruz County Office of Education. So I am the host for the session today. If you have any technical issues, please let me know. We can work with our help desk to resolve them. And we have here a fabulous parent engagement team from Pajaro Valley Unified School District, who's going to be sharing all the wonderful work that they've been doing in communicating and connecting with their families under COVID. So I will introduce Ruby Vasquez, who's really spearheads the team, and Michael Berman, who's the director, and let them take it from here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Sophia. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're going to start off with quick introductions of our team, and then if each one can also introduce yourselves and let us know where you're coming from, that would be great. So my name is Ruby Vasquez. I am born and raised in Watsonville. I've been teaching in PVUSD for a little over 30 years. The last, I don't know, 17 or so, 18 years, I've been doing a teacher on special assignment, and the special assignment is parent education. Thanks for being here. Michael?
Hi all, Mike Berman. I was principal, now the director of the equity department. I get to work with this wonderful team of engagement specialists. I'll pass it on to Maria.
Yes, so my name is Maria Aguilera. I'm one of the parent education specialists. I support 9 school sites. I was raised here in Watsonville, so it's really nice to work with families that, with my community and support school sites that I attended myself.
Elizabeth?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Garcia. I'm a parent education specialist. I was also born and raised here in Watsonville, attended schools within the PVUSD. I've worked in the community for a little over 10 years now. So it's a pleasure to be here and support our parents.
And is Brenda here? No? Okay, so we have another team member. Hopefully she'll be back on before we continue. But if all of you can just very quickly just say your name and let us know where you're from, and I'll start with Greg. Oh, you need to unmute yourself, Greg.
I'm an IT liaison at Adelanto Elementary School District.
Thanks for being here. How about Jamie?
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Jamie Lusetter, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer for La Cañada Unified.
Thanks. Vicky?
She might not be here because she was at the other session as well.
Oh, okay. How about Sophia?
Hi, I'm the arts coordinator for Santa Clara County Office of Education.
Hi, Sophia. And how about Kate Frills?
Good morning. I am one of 3 technology innovation coaches for Pajaro Valley Unified.
And Lavena?
Hi, good morning. My name is Lavina Najera, and I am the Youth Services Liaison for Kings County Office of Education.
And Katie?
Good morning. I'm Katie, Behavior Program Manager with Rialto Unified.
Thanks, Katie. And Brenda?
Good morning. My name is Brenda Guzman, and I work with Pajaro Valley doing parent education. I was born and raised in Watsonville, and I'm very happy to be here with you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna share the screen. Okay, I just realized I didn't go back to the beginning of this presentation, so.
I just shared the slides in the chat for people that want access to the links or prefer following along like that.
How do I just go to the beginning without having to go to every single? Hold on a second. Am I gonna have to just go back to each one?
If you click where it says slide, oh.
I'm sorry, if I click where?
Exit.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so as you all know, we are a PVOC parent engagement team, and we're going to share a little bit about, how we approach the work that we do. So pre-COVID, and especially now during distance learning, we continue to look at our students as a whole child. And knowing that, we know that our children live their lives in their home, in their school, and in their community. And therefore, the tools that we are developing and the information that we share with parents is information and tools that they will be able to use to become active participants and guide their children in those three different realms, in the home and in the school and in the community. And what we do truly is a team effort, not only with our team of our parent engagement team, but also with different departments that we collaborate with and community organizations that we've established relationships with. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the support that we provide at the school site level. And Elizabeth will talk a little bit about the best practices that we're putting together and providing school sites. And then we'll talk a little bit about the district support, focusing a lot on the technology pieces that we've been putting in place. And then we'll close with a little bit of information with the connections that we're forming at the district level and the community level. So you have all met our team. And we'll continue now with Elizabeth.
Well, good morning. Today we're going to start with the supports that we provide at the school site level. So for school sites, the parent engagement team provides support with parent outreach. So we support schools with making personal phone calls, program auto dialers, send emails and text messages, post information on their school website, and distribute hard copies. And we do this for their school governance meetings, so school site council and or ELAC, but also for parent information sessions that are either provided by the school site or by our team. We are also a thought partner. So we meet with the school sites to plan for upcoming meetings. We parent events that might have been. We also troubleshoot any concerns that may arise and concerns with parents as well. We assist the school sites with identifying presenters for either their meetings or parent events, and offer feedback after we attend a meeting. And along with that, as our calendar permits, we do support sites by attending the meetings, whether it's their school site council meeting and ELAC meetings, and we offer any feedback needed, and we assist them with securing interpreters when needed, and also childcare providers. The childcare providers, we did that a lot pre-COVID. It's important to provide that service for parents so they could attend meetings without having to worry about what to do with their children. And also, like I mentioned previously, with guest speakers. These are some of the school site resources that we have created. So these are all documents available for school sites, another administration, really anyone that may find these useful. So Language Line is an interpretation tool that helps with the immediate communication with parents. So those are just steps to follow, information on where to call. This is available for anyone, but also please make note that appointments may need to be made. For example, if a Mixteco interpreter is needed. We also created a document for best practices for effective phone calls. So what this details is just how to make a friendly and effective phone call to parents. You know, the importance of gathering the information that needs to be covered when that phone call is going to be made. We also, the following 2 bullets are just steps to follow on how to program an email and text message to families in both English and Spanish, and also how to program a phone call home. We do this through School Messenger, so that's the program that we use. So these are just the steps to follow for that. We created a document that outlines the best practices for virtual meetings. And this is just a checklist of what needs to happen. You know, invite all the participants, make sure that meeting information is provided, schedule an interpreter if needed, create a presentation in English and Spanish, and just a checklist available. We also created a checklist for interpretation, and that's the best practices for interpretation. And this is just how to provide, it details providing the materials to the interpreter, making sure that the presentation is emailed to him or her beforehand, just so the interpreter is familiar with it. And also being aware of presenting the information in small chunks, so the interpreter is also able to translate that information. And lastly, the other steps to follow that we had was just how to set up the Zoom interpretation as a host when using Zoom. And these are some parent resources that we've also created. These are all steps to follow, how-tos that we've shared with parents. And it's just how to view the PVUSD website on your mobile phone. So we have that available in English and Spanish, how to scan a QR code. And we also have a PVUSD YouTube channel. And we have here, I've linked the English and Spanish and Mixteco channels that we have available. And within those channels, we just have videos on how to use the Google Classroom app, how to change language on a web page, how to create a Gmail account, and many other resources that parents have access to.
So one thing I wanted to add here is, as you can see, our goal is to provide the tools to the school sites, so that, you know, if I'm a teacher and I need to, you know, program an auto dialer to my classroom families, then I have the steps to follow. How to do that for my English speaking families, how to do that for my Spanish speaking families, and not create one phone call, you know, where you have the English and then immediately followed by the Spanish, because then you know that the Spanish families are having to wait to hear that message. So again, it's you know, providing those tools so that the school site are able to be active participants with their families. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the support that we're doing at the district level. We're going to talk, Michael will share a little bit about our Parent Engagement Network and what the goals and objective of that network is all about. Brenda will talk a little bit about the parent menu that we are really pushing out to both families and school sites. And then I'll talk a little bit more about the virtual sessions that we're conducting here in PVUSD.
Thank you, Ruby. So one thing that we've been working on, 2 years ago, we started the Parent Engagement Network because, like you know, I noticed that some of you are in technology, some of you are in VAPA, some of you are at sites. We have a lot of departments and obviously schools that work that work with the community and work with families. And so we didn't have a structure, a function of bringing everybody together. So a lot of the work was duplicated, and we didn't have a centralized way to coordinate. So we created the PEN to collaborate and align our efforts. and support each other in building that bridge between community and home and schools more effectively. And it's expanded under distance learning to include a lot of site admin and support folks. And then also we have some community partnerships that we work with that provide their insight and brainstorming to tackle the challenges and the obstacles and also achieve our goals as a group. And so one of the things that happened was we realized that this larger group had a lot of work to do. So we created a bunch of subgroups, some of which have finished because they accomplished their tasks and goals. But some of the ongoing and some of the more important ones are listed here. For example, technology is a major player in the Penn. And we want to make sure that we connect all our families with access. And that means our students, obviously, so that they can attend school, but also so our parents are able to join meetings and trainings and workshops and provide input, because that's part of our philosophy in our district. Another major piece is the welcoming and messaging team, where we have a lot of messages going out, obviously, and there's a lot of different platforms and ways to get those messages out. And so this team really makes sure that we're aligned and coordinated with how we do that. Synergy is our SIS, and this team makes sure that parents have access to and utilize the tools and the resources built within Synergy as best as possible. And this last one, the way in which we are attempting to ensure that no students fall through the cracks is our student interactive dialogue. And basically it works as a catch-all. If teachers recognize that students aren't attending, participating, and progressing, then the first course of action is for them to reach out to the students and try to connect. If that's not working, then they send it to the site level wellness team. And the site level wellness team is keeping track of the students that come their way, and they do everything within their capacity at the site level to connect and bring the student in and get them progressing. If that still doesn't work, it goes to the district wellness team via the student interactive dialogue. And most of the departments represented in the Penn are also part of the district wellness team, where we utilize our resources and knowledge and expertise to support individuals, student by student, family by family, to ensure that they have all the access and resources necessary. And then ultimately the team is there to think together and organize together and work together. And we're seeing great results during distance learning from having created that team prior.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about our parent website. So prior to COVID, we had already started the conversation about how to make our parent section of the PVUSD website a little bit more user-friendly. Prior to the menu we currently have, we just had a section where parents would go to access information, and it was just one page with all sorts of information, no real rhyme or reason. And visually it was a little overwhelming and not the easiest to navigate. And so we collaborated with School Loop, which is who we have our website through, on how to create an overall website that was a little bit more user-friendly, and making sure that we had a parent section that was, user-friendly and easy to navigate. And so through those conversations, School Loop was able to create a new PVUSD website and a new parent section. So the parent section they created for us looks as follows. Ruby, if you can go. So our parents, now when they click on the word parents, this is the menu option that they see. And the really nice thing about this layout is that it's really flexible. So the icons and the information that we have on there is, it can easily be moved, and different things can be highlighted depending on what's going on. We decided to put things across the top that our parents were accessing frequently, or things that we wanted to highlight. And then the two middle images are just two of the things that we wanted to highlight. And so what I'm going to do, since I went a little long last time, is I'm going to quickly just go over some of our features. So Ruby, if you can hit the next slide. We won't go into every page. I'll let you know which one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so then first of all, our technology resources. Even prior to COVID, you know, so many of the things we were doing were online. We wanted parents to access online flyers or use a lot of the online digital platforms. So in the technology resources, we have a link to the distance learning website that, that was created for parents, as well as flyers to the technology support hotline, which is a number that families can call to get support with Chromebook issues, or any issues with the digital platforms. It's Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30, and it's manned by the technology department. There is somebody that can assist parents in English and Spanish. And we also have the Chromebook repair and replace drive-through, which is also something that the technology department does. And so Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12, parents can drive to Rolling Hills and get Chromebooks repaired as needed. Because our students are spending so much time online, we also have a link to Common Sense Media, so that our parents can make sure that their kiddos are safe while they are online. And as most of you, I'm sure, know, Common Sense Media just has so many great resources for our families. And we also have some affordable internet options that our parents can click on. Can we go to the calendar and events, Ruby? So here is where we have just kind of at a glance our parent calendar. And so if we have an event scheduled, they'll see the details on the right of the calendar. Yeah, and usually the links also have like relevant information. So we try to make sure that we have any kind of meeting details in the calendar link as well. We're posting our events that we have every month. And so this month we've made sure that we have, you know, we have a social and emotional learning night for parents. And so we've put the flyer on there with all of the details and the meeting links. And we also promote events that our community partners put together. So Gear Up is offering some parent academies, and we want to make sure that our families take advantage of that. And we've also posted that information there as well. And then towards the bottom of the page, at the beginning of the school year, the Parent Engagement Network put together a welcome letter for families. And so we wanted to make sure that families just had a welcome packet that included, you know, some communication tips, and then videos on how to create a Gmail account for our families that don't have email. We want to make sure that they can create an email account. And so there's a really short, simple video on how to create an account, and also a handout. We've also provided information, next Ruby, please, thank you. We also want to make sure that our parents have information about our Dlac. So we have our calendar of our calendar of meetings. And it's also a place where parents can find our archived agendas and minutes, along with information about who the Dlac officers are. So we want to make sure that our parents can put a face to the other parents that are representing their school sites. The distance learning website, and we can go to that one, is a website that was created by the technology department. And there is a distance learning website for students and one for staff as well. This is the one for parents, and we've made sure that families can access information in English, Spanish, and Mixteco. Each of these sections have, you know, some short videos on how to use, you know, Google Meet, Google Classroom, Gmail, just how to work the Chromebook. Some of our families need support on how to use Chromebooks. And so we've put together like really short user-friendly videos there for families so that they can access it. And then when possible and when appropriate, we make a corresponding handout with just, you know, like step-by-step instructions on how to access the information. If you can go back, Ruby. The community resource section of our website has information for parents under the areas of health and wellness, educational resources, COVID-19 resources, and other community resources. And so we want to make sure that our parents can find information about the things that they're needing to access in a really user-friendly way. The information on that website has links to everything we've provided there so that our families can use it. Our district parent engagement team page serves as our home page, and it has information about our team, how to contact us, which schools we support. And at the beginning of the school year, we sent out a postcard to our families through the US mail with a QR code. And so the QR code takes them to this landing page. Next, please. Okay, so Synergy is the student information system that we use. And so the Synergy Pen Group created handouts for parents on how they can use the different features of Synergy. So how families can look at grades, how they can look at attendance, the calendar. The little cheat sheets that this group created are really user-friendly, and they're in English and Spanish, so families, you know, can use this tool since it's the primary mode of communication for middle and high school. We also have a meal distribution section to our website, and that houses the monthly meal schedule as well as food resources for families. So to the food bank and Second Harvest Food Bank, and also the Food Bank of Monterey County, since 3 of our schools, you know, fall in Monterey County. And we're also trying to post, you know, really relevant information. So like this week, there's the flyer for the food distribution for a week. So families tomorrow can pick up, you know, meals for the next 5 days since this is going to be a short week. Our Recursos en Mixteco is a page where Mixteco speaking families can find some videos, since that seems to be a preferred mode of communication. And we have 3 sections. So we have messages from the district, messages about distance learning, and then just community messages that families can access. And then our recorded parent sessions is where we are storing all of the virtual nights that we're doing. So if parents are unable to attend a math night or a technology night, they can always go back here and see the recorded session. Next, Ruby. Okay, so we also have a monthly newsletter. Well, it's not a monthly newsletter, it's a newsletter. We do it at least once a month, sometimes more, and it has resources for families in the areas of homeschool and community with live links on it, so that families know what's available in those 3 domains. And then finally, our interactive banner is, you know, those virtual classrooms that schools were using so that parents can easily find information. And so this is, you know, like a quick stop for families to find links to things like Seesaw, Synergy, and some of our how-to videos. Okay.
Okay. One thing I just wanted to share very quickly was another resource that Brenda put together was a video, a short tutorial video that we've been pushing out via school and the district level. And this video shows parents how to navigate the web page. So, you know, it's great to have all these resources and information available, but we just need to make sure parents are getting there. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So some of the virtual sessions, you know, we've been pre-COVID, we did a lot of different sessions for parents live, you know, in person. This year we started with those that are listed here on this slide. We put out a save the date, a flyer every semester. And so we're, always thinking ahead, what sessions will we be offering for that semester. And we put it on this flyer that we send out to parents. And we're just asking them to, mark their calendars, save the date, and join us. So some of the sessions, as you can see, that we've done this year are in the area of leadership. Math night, we're continuing to work with our math team. Our virtual tech nights also, again, as we mentioned earlier, the tech department has been crucial to the work that we're doing with parents. And so we've offered this tech night a couple of times already, where families can get information on understanding the student schedule during distance learning, and then also becoming familiar with Google Classroom. We also partnered once again this year with the SPIN network, and we've co-sponsored this conference for families and allies of children with special needs. The last one is coming up on December 5th. And this year, we're doing something new for the families who speak Mixteco in our district. We'll be offering a monthly parent night where we have the support of our Mixteco language liaisons. We're very lucky that we have 3 language liaisons who speak Mixteco in our department, and they are instrumental in helping us get these nights for parents. And then something new this year is we're establishing a relationship with the Mexican consulate in San Jose, and they've offered their first session on Google Classroom. And we were able to announce that and get, I want to say maybe out of the, I think there was like maybe 120 parents who participated that night. I believe about 58 were PVUSD families. So coming up for second semester, some of the things that we already have on the calendar, or actually this is the second semester, but in December, we do have the socio-emotional night that Brenda mentioned earlier. We will be focusing that on middle school. And for those particular evenings, we do rely on the expertise of the socio-emotional counselors in our student services department. And then traditionally, PVUSD has a parent conference that we offer every February, but this year it will be virtually, and we have determined that we'll do it on 3 different Fridays. Each Friday will be an hour and a half in length, and every Friday will have a different topic. Some things to consider that we're learning as we continue to offer these virtual sessions is just, think about what's the most appropriate platform to use. Sometimes we do use Google Meet because we know parents have that, I think it's easier for them to log in because that's what school sites tend to use also. But there are times where we do use Zoom, and the time that we do use Zoom primarily right now, it's with our Dlac meetings, because we do at times will have a presenter who is an English speaker only. And so when that happens, we provide the Spanish interpretation using the Zoom interpretation feature on, that Zoom has. Google Meet does not offer that. We've learned that we have to have a tech support person with us. So again, relying on our technology staff here in PVUSD, we hire somebody to be at every session that we have so that they can help troubleshoot any of those tech needs that may come up. And inviting parents, of course, we do the phone calls, we do the automated call that goes out in the preferred language, and we also do personal phone calls. We do emails, texts, we advertise our events on Facebook. This year we're using radio, and we do some personal outreach out in the community at farmers markets and at one of the churches. And we've just learned that using a Google form for attendance has been easy to do. And we also offer attendance incentives at every session that we have. And then just looking here, looking over here at the flyer, we just wanted to bring your attention that, if we advertise that we're going to start the session at 6:30, our team is available at least 15 minutes ahead of time so that anybody who is using that platform for the first time, they can log in early and we will be there to guide them on how to use that platform, especially if the Zoom interpretation is being used. We want to orient them on how to do that. Again, making your links easily visible, all information that's needed. If there's an ID number that's needed, a passcode, whatever, make sure it's included. And then over here, once again, just providing that information on, in this case, we wanted parents to know that if they were going to utilize the interpretation feature, they had to log in using their own personal device or on their phone, not on the Chromebook, because that Zoom interpretation feature does not work on the Chromebook. So we just want to make sure we're giving parents all the information they need so that they can have a successful login to the session. Maria?
And as my coworkers have been mentioning, we have been collaborating with different departments within our district in order to support and make distance learning more accessible to families. Our strategy was for each department to share their resources and knowledge so that we would be able to make the journey for distance learning more accessible and have support available for those families whose technology might be a barrier or who are not tech savvy. And so we've been collaborating with different departments. The one that it's our go-to, it's technology, of course. They support us with the virtual sessions that we put together. They help us run the session and support with any technical difficulties that may arise. Some of the sessions that include virtual technology nights, math nights, parent support groups for our Mixteco families. And we also been establishing a network with different organizations in the community. The different agencies share with us information about the various resources they have available in the areas of health and wellness, educational resources, mental health, and then COVID and others. They share those resources with our PVUSD families so that they are aware of what's available to them. And we also share events and sessions we put together within our department and share them with them so that they can make them available to their families as well.
Okay, so one of the things that Maria mentioned that I wanted to elaborate on a bit, I'm going to stop sharing here, was this concept of being tech savvy. So we know a lot of our families, and we know for ourselves that so much of this has been new, and we're learning as we go along. So we want to make sure that what we're doing is we're providing those resources and tools to the schools, but also to the families. And we hear a lot from all over that many parents do not have access to technology, and that is true. But many parents do have access. So we need to also continue to remember that. So for those families who do have that access, it's our job then to make sure that we are providing the tools and the information so that they can, learn, And because ultimately, when parents can learn about these new tools, then they're better at being able to support their child. And that's what we're here for, is to make sure that they're able to support their child in those three different areas: home, school, and the community. So thanks for being with us. If you have any questions, we'll try to answer them.
And I'm not seeing questions yet in the chat, but feel free to unmute or go ahead and put your questions in the chat.
I have a question. Just having worked on the LCAP process in another district, how do you engage in, well, now it's called the Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan, but how do you engage as a parent organization, parent support group in that process?
Well, one thing we've already done is we did have our assistant Soup come to the Dlac, and she presented on what we're calling the new LCAP, and got parent input in that way. That's one way. That's one thing we did, but Michael could probably answer a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good question, and quite frankly, we were excited about this new round of LCAP development because the first go around, now 4 years ago, there was some learning that we got from it, and kind of part of Penn, the goal is to do some of the alignment in ways that we missed last time, and so it's still something that we need improvement on, but the ongoing input from Dlac is a large source of input for our district. And then also extending that out to sites so that they have that opportunity in school site council and ELAC as well. But I wouldn't say it's a strength yet.
Any other questions? I know we have our next session at 11:25, the chat abouts. I did put the link to the slide deck back in there, and I can put the link to the schedule, which has your link to the chat back in the chat as well, while you're thinking about your remaining questions.
Yeah, I think I just would like to encourage, for us to remember, and we're constantly, keeping our ear to the ground, what are parents saying, if, we kind of always go by this, if 2 or 3 parents are asking for it or have a question about it, then that means a lot of other parents have that need or that question. So then it's our job to, put something together, whether it's a tutorial video right now, or whether it's a to-do, steps to follow handout, we'll create it. And then getting it out there to the school site so that they can continue to push it out to parents.
I think that's so true, Ruby. That, when you hear about it, there's several other people who aren't asking, but who have the same needs. So really important to listen to those parent voices. I'm going to, if there's not any final questions, say thank you very much to our PVUSD team for being here and for sharing all the amazing work that they're doing. Explore their website. There's a great stuff, and invite you all to join us for the chat about. It's by job alike, so you can go to the schedule, which I just put in the chat, and decide which one you want to do, and that starts at 11:25. So I am going to have to get off of this call to join that new link. So thank you all very much for being here.
Bye all, thanks for joining us.